everyone, my name is Jack. I'm a 23-year-old real estate investor and soon-to-be attorney, and on this channel I cover a variety of topics as they relate to investing and personal finance. So if you like that sort of content, be sure to have a look around the channel, and if you like what you see, be sure to subscribe. But this is another episode of my Road to $1 Million in Net Worth series, where I'm attempting to reach a $1 million net worth before I am 30 years old, and a $30,000 per year passive income. Every single month on the first of the month, I document my progress, or lack thereof, by going over my assets and liabilities and showing you exactly what happened within my finances. That way you can see my moves in context, since it's one thing to say that I did some sort of investment, but it's another to show that here's the debt I have to worry about, and here are the other financial considerations that I have to make for my personal situation. Obviously, yours is going to be different, and everyone should have their own sort of analysis based on their situation. And it goes without saying that this series is not financial advice, and you shouldn't necessarily do what I'm doing, but ideally they can be a source of inspiration, or at least a source of entertainment while I go on this journey. But if you never want to miss an update, again, I put them out every single month on the first. Definitely subscribe so you don't miss those. But anyways, February 2021, this previous month, was a very big one from a career perspective for me, since I just took the bar exam and will receive results for that exam in about a month's time. I recently dropped my first ever vlogs going over the bar exam day 1 and 2. It is a 2-day test, and it was full days both days, so I kind of covered all that. So if you're curious to see what the bar exam's like and my experience taking it, definitely check out those videos. But long story short, that basically consumed my last month, and really the month before that, but February especially, I was really bogged down with studying. I couldn't do a whole lot outside of it when it comes to investing or working more on my side hustles before I actually start my new job, which I actually just started today with the law firm that I'll be working at once I actually get my license. But as long as I pass, I am really happy to have that behind me, since it took a ton of time and energy that I really didn't want to spend towards this bar exam, since it's a huge undertaking, lots of areas of law that I needed to either review or in some cases learn quite a few parts of certain areas that I wasn't necessarily familiar with, since you don't just focus on one area on the bar exam. Even if you want to be a specialized attorney, you got to know pretty much all of them. A little bit about all of them is probably the best way to put it. But now I can finally get out of the world of textbook law and can really focus on practical law and building practical skills for my career. I'll be working as a law clerk for the foreseeable future until I'm licensed, which at the earliest would be about late May or early June. That's when I can actually start as a proper attorney, not just a law clerk. I will keep you posted on my bar exam results, since after all, that is the one thing between me and actually being able to practice as an attorney. But without further ado, let's get into this month's numbers and show you the change that happened from last month. As a point of reference, last month our net worth was $73,973.91, which was an increase of about $2,500. As always, let's start with the good stuff, the assets. We still have about the same amount of cash as before. We do want to keep this amount of liquidity in case there's some opportunity that arises, and of course for emergencies, since you don't want to run out of all cash. But pretty much all new cash in excess of expenses is being split between debt and investing. Now that I'm finally done with the bar, I can actually start focusing on making a much higher income, so that will help in future months towards actually paying down more debt and building up this investment pool. One thing that's new here that I actually forgot to mention last month is our new cryptocurrency holdings. That is, I bought some Bitcoin a little while ago, and I see this in a similar way to how I see gold, as sort of a hedge against inflation, plus a little bit more upside potentially, but also more downside. I'm learning more and more about cryptocurrencies and how they work and their potential use case, since that I think is the most important thing that's going to lead to their eventual success if it does happen. It's the use case, much like an actual currency. I don't really see it being any better than gold otherwise, just as a form of a store of value, but we'll see what actually happens. There's a lot of uncertainty in this space, but also a lot of good upside, so it seemed like a sort of asymmetrical bet, so I went ahead and put a little bit of money there. This is a measured speculation, no doubt, and I don't want my portfolio to be filled with just short-term or even long-term speculations. I want to have a lot more income-producing assets than I do speculative assets, but mixing in those speculative assets should be a good way to try and boost eventual returns with growth. So you're probably not going to see my cryptocurrency holdings or investments like that actually be a huge portion of my portfolio, but they should be there most of the time. If cryptocurrency makes a larger portion of my portfolio, I'll probably make a video on it sometime just explaining my thinking. But if you guys want to see that, definitely let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, we have $388,534.75 in assets. And now onto liabilities. Like I said last time, we're accruing in advance the tuition that we're going to have to pay towards Emily Ann's program for her audiology degree. So that way we don't get huge swings in the months where tuition payments are due, since we know they're coming. So I'm just accruing them here to kind of smooth out that curve. But the other notable changes here are we recently paid our property taxes, so that's back down to 0, and I'll be accruing those again every single month as we move forward in time, but that's back down to 0. And we recently had our house hacking roommate move out, so we returned the deposit for that. Thankfully there was no damage or anything, so that is great. But we currently do not have a roommate now, so our house hacking is not necessarily going to be continuing in the future. I'll discuss that in a second. But in total we have $315,516.76 in liabilities. In total, that means our net worth is $73,017.99, which is a decrease of just short of $1,000 at $955.92. Our passive income remains at $350 per month, and our debt ratio has slightly increased up to 81.21%. So like I mentioned, we're probably not going to house hack at least for a couple months, and there's a couple reasons for this. I've been house hacking for over 2 years now, and it's been a fantastic way for reducing our net housing expenses down to really just a couple $100 per month here in Chicago. But after the pandemic hit and everyone started working at home, everyone was at home, we're always on top of each other, and we really could use a little bit more space when it comes to actually working at home. And now that I'm going to be an attorney soon, I'm dealing with confidential information, and I might be talking on the phone with clients or dealing with things that really should not be said within earshot of third parties. But more importantly, having more workspace for my wife and I to actually use will be very helpful. So we're probably going to opt to use that second bedroom for ourselves rather than continue to rent it out, at least for the short term. When we were leaving the house all the time anyways to go to work or school, it really didn't matter. It was great to have that space rented out and being productive, but now it seems like it might be more productive to sacrifice some of that income and actually use the space for ourselves. And plus, that would give me more room to do more things with a YouTube set of sorts or something like that. No guarantees there, but stay posted. And another reason that we're shying away from a house hack is because we're probably going to be moving soon within the summertime, most likely, so long as I pass the bar and so long as I actually start making a full-time salary. In that case, I'd want to have this place vacant anyways, so is it worth trying to find a tenant who's only going to be here for a couple months? Maybe, maybe not. But we'll definitely be keeping this place as a rental if we do move, and a place that we'd want to move to, still staying within Chicago for the time being, would be actually going for a multi-unit, like a duplex, triplex, or even a quadplex ideally, since I think I can get approved for it with my would-be salary, so long again as I pass the bar and everything goes smoothly. But then we'd be back to house hacking anyways, but it wouldn't be with a roommate, it would be with actual building mates, if you can call them that. We'd have other tenants in the other units, but we'd still have our own unit to ourselves. And that way we can take advantage of a super low interest rate loan and continue to control more real estate. Of course, I'll keep you posted in any event, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future updates. I'm really excited to move forward in 2021 since there's a lot of things I've been wanting to do, and I feel like I can finally do them. Now that I'll be done with school, we'll have more money coming in because of actually being able to work full time and not being stuck with schoolwork or studying for the bar and all that fun stuff. We'll be able to start slashing our debt load and also getting more aggressive with more investments. I'm also excited to see where the channel will be a few months from now as it continues to grow. I've really appreciated all the support from my new subscribers and old subscribers, of course, who've been here since the very beginning. I've really enjoyed making content consistently, and I will continue to do that in the future. But anyways, if you like this video, please like it, since that would help the channel out a lot. And if you like this sort of content about investing and personal finance, or if you want to see future updates on this net worth series, then be sure to subscribe, since I put out new videos every single week and wouldn't want you guys to miss out. And check out my affiliate links in the description below. There's some free stuff down there that you might as well check out. But until next time, take care.